All right, folks. So there were a number of protesters near the Broadview ICE facility who had followed a man. I did not see everything that led up to what prompted them to follow this guy, but ultimately they went quite a distance from the Broadview ICE facility here. As you can see, we are actually not even in Broadview right now. This is Westchester. And ultimately, so several blocks here, and then there was a vehicle that was driving by, kind of made multiple passes in the vicinity, and that vehicle, protesters had accused someone in that vehicle of pointing a gun. Somewhat the connection here. Protesters had accused somebody in that vehicle of pointing a gun. Ultimately, Westchester police, there was kind of multiple police involved in all of this initially early on. You'll notice that there's Illinois State Police in the vicinity, and then further out here, Westchester Police, kind of a number of different agencies, because ultimately passing through different jurisdictions. So police came by, they were in the area, they did look into that vehicle, and it sounded like they determined there was not a full-on firearm. I don't know exactly what was inside of that vehicle. I'll just say that here. But ultimately, it didn't sound like there was any actual firearm that was observed inside of that vehicle. So then the man that had been followed, that was the shirtless guy that you would have seen earlier on in the stream. He was given medical attention later on, and so an officer there had just indicated that he was taken into an ambulance. I did see that ultimately he had been walking around shirtless. It's actually quite cold out. It is November in northern Illinois. And I did see that he ultimately put some kind of shirt on and then was, it sounded like, taken into an ambulance. So he did not depart specifically with the people that were in that vehicle, those two men that were in that vehicle. One of them had a hat in support of Trump, and they ultimately they talked with police for some time there, and then they went about their business. They went on their own way. There was one individual here from the protest side. He indicated that he wanted to press charges for the pointing of a gun. And again, in terms of what actually was in that vehicle, I don't know all the details. I did not see specifically what was inside of that vehicle. But it sounded like he was willing to go to the police station in Westchester and go to talk with police about that. They indicated that they would not give more details if he did not provide his information, basically identify himself here on scene. And it sounded like he was willing to do that. I don't know if, what ultimately is going on right now with that. If he's going to the police station, it sounded like he was. But I don't know specifically, where he's at or what vehicle, whatnot. Anyway, that is the general summary. In terms of what happened with those protesters that were following, I don't know where everybody went with that, if they all went back to the facility. I am heading back there now, so we'll see what the situation looks like over there. At this point, it is now past curfew of the protest time restrictions. As you know, those are from, protest is allowed from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. When they initially started that, following That was prior to 6 p.m., but then ultimately they went well outside of the area, not just outside the protest zone, but outside of Broadview altogether. And so I'm not actually sure what's going on at the facility at this exact moment, but we'll head back over there and take a look. So that's the summary. That's basically what happened here. Ultimately, one person taken into an ambulance there for medical treatment. I don't know specifically what for, but that is what an officer indicated. And then sounds like one person may be heading to the Westchester police to press charges relating to the pointing of a gun, which again, police had looked into that vehicle. It did not sound like they saw a firearm, but I don't know specifically the parameters of everything and all, again, I'm just telling you what I've personally observed here. This has been, I know a lot of people had questions about what was going on and sort of like what was happening here, so trying to give you the best recollection as I have observed here so far. So right now, heading back over to that Broadview ICE facility area, and we'll see what is going on in that vicinity. Just for some additional geographical context, in case y'all were curious. So this side of the road here, this is now Broadview. Other side of the road there is Westchester. This is along Gardner Road. And that building over there is the Broadview ICE facility. So this is kind of a look from behind, in case you were curious. Again, and there's train tracks in between. It's quite dark out, so hard to see that whole area, but yeah, there are there are train tracks in between here and there. So the facility is in a somewhat slightly isolated position, as I talked about on a previous stream, how there's basically two main paths that vehicles have taken to get to that facility. This is part of the reason why, is because behind the facility is train tracks, and there's no road leading right up to there from behind. So just thought I'd let you know that for kind of context. You can picture like the whole scene of what this area looks like here, and also why, kind of part of why protesters have been in such concentrated areas. Obviously there is the designated protest area, but even prior to the designation of a specific protest area, this is the area behind it. It's train tracks and a bit of a distance to the next road, so people have not, to my knowledge, been gathering around here at any point in these last few weeks. So anyway, walking back now, back here in Broadview, and we'll see what's going on over there. just some additional context from everything that happened over the last hour. I did not observe any arrests. So in terms of overall, again, one person was given medical treatment and taken into an ambulance, but nobody was taken into a police car to my knowledge. No arrests. Some additional context here too. Haven't really been over in this area on the stream previously, other than earlier tonight, obviously coming through here. Over here, there is an off-ramp from the highway, and at times that has been blocked by police. In fact, it was yesterday. You can see the vehicles there coming off the highway. So at times that has been blocked. At times this road right here has been blocked. Like there's been police positioned on the road and preventing people from coming down. And then around the curve here, this goes right into Beach Street and the Broadview Ice Facility area. That is I-290 right over there.
Make sure you get home safely, guys, alright?
This is a Day of the Dead Afreda that was set up.
You guys park here? Okay. Let me know if you park over here on toes and routes. We'll make sure. We'll check that.
So there were some people out here earlier. It looks like it has cleared out now. I'm not sure specifically if that was people leaving on their own or if police had given an order to leave. I'm not sure because, of course, we were out quite a distance away, but this is the scene right now. It is 6:41 p.m. here in Illinois. So this is the ofrenda that was set up for Day of the Dead. All right, well, I am going to cut the stream here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. More to come this month. It is now Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. Thank you guys for watching.